For me, like I don't know if I came with biases or something, because in when I practiced yoga in India, when I used to practice with gurus, they used to literally do the pose and show it to you. Here it's just like very, what do you call, vocal. They just say, okay, take your right hand, move it back, and move your left leg back. So for me, it was very difficult. So yeah, I felt there was a huge what do you call, difference in how they practice yoga here versus there. Yeah, thanks for answering that question. Yes.
Also is again, I'm the person who tries to logically dissect things as
Mm-hmm.
far as I can, and when the logic ends, at that point I'm like, okay, let's
Mm-hmm.
now get the zone of spirituality.
Got it.
But I also think spirituality without using logic is pure idiosyncrasy. Right? That's where you start getting into cultish worship as well.
Right, absolutely.
When you think about it, India is like this huge country. We have like this amazing population and everything, right? And there's like so much distraction and everything, right? So for them, they need to be more like, you don't need any more music.
Mm.
There's already like noise and everything outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you come to the US, it's like a huge continent. And
Mm-hmm.
then forget New York and,
Mm-hmm.
major
Yeah.
cities like this. But otherwise, people are looking for a reason to socialize with another being.
Yes,
In
that's
India, you
correct.
don't need that
That's
reason.
correct.
So I think maybe somewhere in the DNA, that's how it started happening as well.
Probably. Yeah, that's a good way to put it across. And again, to the viewers, it's not that I hate yoga. I hate doing yoga here. I still do yoga here. I still go to yoga studios. I don't want the yoga studios to think that I'm talking bad about it or something. But
So again,
yeah, it was just my first reaction when I came in and I took my first yoga class. It was like I was practicing completely different, like something else, and I came in expecting something else, and it was completely new to me.
right,
Yeah.
right. I do have to mention something, right? First of all, thank you for all the non-Indians for
Mm-hmm.
taking an interest in yoga and then opening their studios. We are so grateful to you. However, do not culturally appropriate something like this, because for you it is just a postural practice, but for us it's a sacred religion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so try to know a little bit, do some homework before trying to introduce your own new lingo and linguistics into these things, and then say, let's have a wine yoga class.
Yeah.
That now is stretching
Yeah,
it a
see,
bit.
that's
So
where even I feel like when you do beer yoga, like I'm like, that's
correct.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I completely understand what you're saying, because
yeah.
that's as a matter of fact, I was having this conversation with my teacher who's in India right now.
Uh-huh.
She is in Mysore,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I saw.
She is with Shri Sharatji, who's our
Mm-hmm.
current leader.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had this conversation. I'm like, why do I struggle when people have to, like, introduce so many new things into the way we practice when we already have how to do it from A to Z?
Correct.
Why do we need to do that?
Correct.
And, but her answer was, you have that idea, you have that wisdom, but not everyone does, and at some point they will get to learn that as well. So until then, be patient.
So yeah, thanks for answering all the questions about the different yoga styles here and there and what leads to one. Um, that 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 was a big question that was always in my head, and it's nice to discuss with someone who's been in the same shoes like me and who's practicing, like not only practicing, he's a yoga teacher here himself. Um, I want to talk more about Kundalini yoga. I'll tell you why I want to talk more about this. So I was watching this podcast from it's called Iced Coffee Hour from Graham Stephan and Jack, and they have Dr. Alok, and then he goes to India in to Mysore as well. I forgot which place, what kind of place it was. It's a very spiritual place where he got his yoga in and stuff. Then he said the first book that they gave him to read was Kundalini Yoga, and then the interviewer asked him like, "Can I start reading it?" He's like, "No, you guys are not ready for it." And then he gives certain things, why and stuff. But I want to hear it from you. What is Kundalini Yoga, and do people have to be ready in a certain way? When I say ready, like, do people have to be at a certain mindset in order to read that and practice that? Sorry, long question.
It's a more than long question. It's a loaded question,
Okay.
for two purposes, right? One is, first of all, Kundalini is the hot topic right now in the world. Everyone wants to talk about Kundalini.
Yeah,
What
yeah, yeah.
is Kundalini? How can I evoke Kundalini and
Correct.
everything? Right? You want to go into the true
Yes.
depth of it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.